then probably not. But I guess you don't get to pick and choose what you beta test.
I don't know. I didn't get into the details if it's VSTs or actual plugins.
Gotcha.
Yeah. So other than like templates and like using tools you know about, is there anything else you do to work faster or get inspired quicker?
No. Honestly, I'm very much the type that I don't like to force things because I just find that nothing good comes out of that. I mean, that doesn't mean to say that I'm just going to sit on the couch and like wait around for like inspiration to pop up. But if I'm really just sit down and I'm like, this just isn't working, or I'm just really don't want to do this right now, I don't do it because I know that I'll usually just end up doing it and it won't be great and it won't be the best work. And it's so rare that I'm really working on stuff that has like incredibly hard deadlines where they're like, I need it yesterday sort of thing, that I have to force myself to like force this creative thing to pop out. So yeah, I mean, my big thing is kind of just wait it out. I mean, I usually know that it'll pop up around some point, and if it doesn't, it's usually something that I put myself in a situation where either A, I didn't want to be doing it to begin with, I shouldn't have said yes to it, or I'm tired, or I'm overworked, or I'm hungry, or like, it's always one of those things where it's, once I fix that problem, I'm like, oh, I feel better now. Okay, now I'm inspired again,
We're humans and we have bodies that, we just got to go through certain paces sometimes.
Yes, I mean, that's generally what I'll do is I'll kind of just step away from it for a little bit and go, okay, let me go do this or do that or see if it happens. And then, sometimes I'll do 10 minutes of something else and be like, oh, you know what? I don't want to do this either. I'm just going to go back. Like, I feel better about mixing now or something. Or, like a hard thing for me too is writing. Like I like to do a lot of blogs and kind of marketing stuff too. And to me, those are two different sides of the brain for me, mixing versus that. Like that could even go for like sending emails or like managerial sort of work. They're two different sides of my brain. So some days I'll wake up, even if I have stuff to work on or mix or do anything, I'll just be like, I'm not in that mindset today. I'm in like this mindset, take pictures and edit and this and that. And I'll just do that for the day. And then other days I'm just like, if I stare at this laptop like one more day, I'm going to go absolutely crazy. I need to make music or listen to music. Even if I don't have anything to mix, I will just listen to music all day and play guitar to it. So it's kind of just feeding both sides of my brain, I guess.
Yeah, I'm always amazed at people that are able to kind of create content while they're doing the art. And I just find that to be so foreign. I was just asking a friend of mine about it.
Does anybody actually do that, though? Anybody who does that's probably a monster.
I don't know. Like, I don't know. Have you seen any of the Andrew Huang videos on YouTube?
Yeah.
The guy is like a beast with like electronic music and like sound design and stuff like that. Like, how is he making these crazy videos that are so well edited and everything while he's making so much stuff? You know what I mean? Like, how do you do that?
I have a theory on this stuff. Number one, I think he's got a team at this point. I mean, he's big enough now that he's not editing his own videos, I promise. He's probably not even really shooting most of his own ones. But at the end of the day, dude, it comes down to what you really want to do. Like, to me, I don't know Andrew a ton. I watch his videos, they're cool. But to me, Andrew's a YouTuber. He's not as much of a producer as he is. Like, he's a content creator YouTuber. And sure, he's a great producer. Like, I know he's a producer. But at the end of the day, like, if you were to really ask him what he does, I think he's probably more of a YouTuber than he really is a producer. Like, I think he's making more money from... And again, I could be totally wrong. He could listen to this and think I'm retarded and whatever, or somebody who knows him could do the same thing. I don't know. I just know from looking at it from afar, he's a YouTuber.
Yeah, sure.
And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just...
I like that insight. It's good.
I think he's probably has, at the forefront of his mind, YouTube videos. And then just the thing that he YouTubes is his production. Does that make sense? The same way that, like, I love it because Binging with Babish. You ever watch those? Babish. He's a chef. He does really cool things on YouTube where he remakes like famous dishes from cartoons and different things like that. So he made like the SpongeBob Krabby Patty and all his videos are very well filmed, very like aesthetic. And he put it perfect. He's like, I'm not a chef. He's like, I'm a YouTuber who cooks. And there's a difference between that. There's a difference between a YouTuber who cooks and a chef who happens to maybe YouTube.
Yeah.
It really
totally.
It lies in the priorities. So I think that's why anybody who, I mean, I guess to go back to your original, question or thought process was, it just depends where you're going. Like, are you creating for the platform, or are you just, like, for me, I'm mixing, and then when I have some downtime, I'll be like, all right, let me take some pictures or think of this way to, like, use the platform, essentially. It's never, like, the opposite way.
Yeah, totally.
I don't know. It's a fine line, and I guess it's hard to say.
Yeah, I mean, we were talking about like content creation a bit before we started rolling.
Yeah.
Or actually, we were rolling, but we're probably not going to use it. Yeah, but it's like the reason why I'm using podcast as my sure. content into the world is because it's a sustainable method for me. Like I could do audio so much faster than I could do the Instagram photos that you can do, or a YouTube video or whatever. So it's just like, I'm also trying to put something good into the world, but like,
I mean,
as far as content is concerned, this is my sustainable thing,
Sure. I think it's such a hard conversation currently, because I hate where we're at with the whole like marketing and all this stuff. And I mean, I obviously have a lot of online clients, and people ask me constantly, how'd you get your start, and where'd you get your clients online, and how do you find clients online? Like, but I just hate that where we're at now with marketing, with everything, is like we just feel like we need content. Like we constantly need this, like, oh, content is the answer to me making more money. Like if I make more content, I make more money. I make, if I get out there and if I have a podcast and a Instagram and a YouTube, like then I could be a mixer. And what usually ends up happening is you just end up becoming a content creator, because people are buying your content more than they're buying your music or services. I mean, I've seen it happen a million times where people want to do the thing, and then they end up realizing that they fell in love more with software development or whatever it may be. They make plugins and sell the plugins, and that's where they make their money. And they're not, they still got their start in recording, but they're not engineers anymore. They're just plugin developers. And there's nothing wrong with that. It's just two different things in my mind.
So it's like about being real with well,
that's it. Like, you just have to do what you want to do. I mean, if you want to make records, mix records and make records, and then do social media if you want to do it. If you don't want to do social media, like, you don't have to. You could still make records, and you could still make more money than you and I combined by not even having an Instagram. Like, it's possible. It's doable. People have done it. People continue to do it every day. I mean, and I think that's where things are flawed currently, just in the current market of people coming up, is they don't know any other way to get in front of people other than with social media. I mean, I use Instagram because I love photography. I mean, I did photography before I even did music, and I love taking pictures, and I love having an outlet, and I love kind of documenting, and I love I've built a community, of people who, like gear and talk, and I enjoy that, so that's the reason, I do it. I don't even do it to gain work or with the intention of it. I mean, does maybe that act as a way that I do get some work? Sure. But if there's easier ways for me to get work, I think, if that was really the goal.
Yeah.
I don't know.
So you're doing this, like, when you're doing content, quote unquote, it's because you're doing what you like to do.
Yeah, I mean, I love marketing.
I've said that. Being you.
Sure. I mean, I've said that a few times, throughout this, conversation. Like, I enjoy marketing. Like, if I wasn't making music, I'd probably be doing something in marketing, or, Facebook ads, or like management, social media management. Like, I love that sort of thing. And it's fun to me, and it's kind of like growth hacking. And I love, watching trends and kind of figuring out what's going to be the next cool thing. And so to me, that's like my hobby, really. I guess we were talking earlier about like hobbies we have. Yeah. I mean, to me,
we're tying this full circle. I don't think we even, this is not going to be on the podcast.
Yeah,
we were talking about hobbies before we started recording.
Yeah. I was saying I didn't really have a hobby, and if I did have a hobby, I always looked for a way to make money out of it. Which the hard part is, I do make money on social media. Yeah, but I mean, for me, social media is that, like, it is just an outlet for me to go and just post things, and I don't know. It's a hobby for me.
Do you ever feel like you go down that rabbit hole too far, and you're just like, get me out of this now? Like, I need a detox.
Yeah. The problem is, I think I'm so deep that I really can't detox. The problem is that I'm just like, I can't. I am very much, attached to my phone and kind of always doing that sort of thing. I don't know. I mean, not in a weird, like, addictive way, but just, because, I work at home for myself, so my phone's always next to me, and it's super easy to just pick up and scroll at any point.
Sure.
Yeah, but no, very much. I mean, it gets tiresome. It definitely gets tiresome, and I think I'm more jaded because of it, and, struggle mentally more because of it, just because I do look at kind of everybody on the internet, and I just go, what is wrong with you people? Like, especially like in the audio community of people who, think the internet is the only way and think the internet is the music industry, which is really funny because most people who are, even here in Nashville or here in town, like doing things, quote unquote, like legitimately like making strides in the music industry aren't on the internet. They're not. Like, they're in a studio working, they're busy, they don't have time to be on the internet. So that's kind of always comical to me to kind of, I don't know. I mean, I know people who, produce records on the internet and make way more money than me too. So it always is just the goal. It's always about the goal and kind of understanding
why are you doing it?
Yeah, your purpose. I mean, that's what it comes down to. And, if you're happy and what it is that makes you happy doing it. So that's my social media speech.
Cool.
Only do it if it makes you happy. Like, if it doesn't make you happy, then don't do it. Or if you're doing it like from an ego sort of point of view where it's just like, look at me, I'm so cool and all that, I don't think that's a really healthy place to do it either.
Yeah.
Social media is going to kill us all for sure. We're all doomed.
We're all doomed. Well, it's already like decided who's getting elected in pretty much every election. So
yeah,
not to get too political or whatever.
I mean, that's why I like that stuff though. That's why I like the marketing and like the Facebook ads and everything. Like, I love that, like, advertising and how you could sway people just with it's like those hidden messages. Like, you're affecting the way people think. It's brainwashing, more or less.
Yeah.
Which is kind of creepy, but it kind of makes me go, I kind of want to be on the side with the sharper teeth. So I'm gonna become I like marketing now.
Well, if not to get like into a religious zone too hard, but like the best detox I could recommend is the Jewish Sabbath, 25 hours off. It's amazing.
Is that what you do? You go 25 hours without it? Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we don't do like anything that's called work.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And somehow that includes electricity and like doing, we turn the light on and we just like leave it on for the entire day, basically. Yeah. So you kind of have to like figure out how you're setting up your shop, or lack of shop. Yeah. And then no phones for 25 hours. And it's just like this amazing like day to just kind of like get out of that world and kind of like tune in to, family and other stuff. So it's.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure I'm getting there. I mean, again, it comes back to like my hobby, like I don't really have, if I had like a hobby where I was like, oh, I like bike riding or hiking or something, it'd be easier for me to shut off my phone because, I'm doing something else. But the problem is my two hobbies are, making music, which sits in front of a screen all day, or social media, marketing, sales, ad stuff, which is also in front of a screen all day. So, the thought of turning a screen off is kind of like, well, what do I do now?
The blue light,
Yeah, I'm like, I'm a big beer guy, so I'll usually be like, I'll go to a brewery, but like you can't do that for 25 hours. So
nice.
25 hours of breweries is just not a good idea.
That's you tune out when you're at the brewery. You kind of just get in that zone.
Yeah, I'm a huge craft beer guy. So, I mean, that's another hobby of mine, for sure. But I mean, that's not really a hobby that you could.
Yeah, you don't want to hit that too hard.
Yeah, you can't really do craft beer drinking in excess, really.
No, definitely not. And you couldn't afford it either, probably. So.
Yeah, that's true too.
Awesome, dude. This has been so fun.
This has been fun.
Kind of totally went into a totally different direction. But I've been enjoying getting the podcast in totally different spheres. So thank you for that.
Yeah.
Cool. Before we wrap up, what would be like one piece of advice that you would give to somebody getting started, either in production or mixing, like something you wish you knew at the very beginning?
Good one. The answer I've been given to that question recently is just patience. I feel like it's really easy to kind of, I don't know, always, again, with, social media and being able to look at other people, it's always easier to like look at somebody who's maybe 10, 20, 30 steps ahead of you without even realizing that they are 10, 20, 30 steps ahead of you. Or even just somebody who, is in a different situation than you, and it might look more appealing or less appealing. But just patience and just understanding that, just staying true to doing what it is you do and getting better every day, and just one-upping yourself is really the most important thing. You know, I did the same